Lionel Nelson here, and welcome to A Father's Note, promoting fathers through building men. It's so important that we always stand up for our fathers. We want you to know we're with you. We're standing behind you 110%.
This is a show that promotes fathers, okay? What I would like for you to do right now is to share with the audience what you would want them to know about your father. What type of man was he?
Wow. Well, first off, my dad is 84 years old right now.
Wow.
So he was 40 when he had me. I'm 44.
Wow.
He has a lot of kids. He has 16 kids, like you said.
Right.
And 14 of them are living.
Okay.
He provided, I can say this about my dad, he was a provider. He went to work every day. He worked 2 jobs. He worked hard. He had a very, very strong work ethic.
Uh-huh.
He's very kind, and he doesn't speak much, but when he does, he brings the thunder when he does. He likes to have fun, and out of all his kids, I mean, I've never seen a time where he showed favoritism. He was always fair all the way around the board. So 16 kids, 2 different women, and we all grew up like brothers and sisters. We never even say that's my stepsister or stepbrother. So,
well, that's the best way to be, man. That is the best way to be. That's great. That's great. So what was your relationship like him personally, though, with him?
Me and my dad, it was different as a child and as it is now. Now, we were really close. I could call him and talk to him about anything. He expresses how proud of me he is, me overcoming some of the circumstances growing up. As a child, as an early child, he raised us, and then as we got a little older, about 8 or 9, of course, I'm saying of course, but my mom and dad, they got addicted to drugs. So for a lot of my childhood, he was there physically, but he wasn't. Right. So I had to deal with that.
Wow. So you had to deal with, or shall I say, live with parents who was addicted to drugs.
Yes.
So did you ever was there a time in that, so you say that he was there physically, but he was not there in his mind. Right. How did that affect you, though? How did that affect you?
I mean, if someone is there physically, I mean, at least I know he's okay, like as far as being there, I could touch him. But to not be there mentally or emotionally, even as for a son, I felt like he wasn't there. So it was certain things that I couldn't share with him because of his habit. He wouldn't be able to express to me or give me the correct information that I would need. So it was like he was there, but he wasn't there. So I had to figure out a lot of stuff on my own.
Right. Oh, so because that was going to be my next question. I mean, how did it affect you as far as growing up as a young man? I believe that you said you was 9 years old. So was there a time that they were not there? Was he not involved in your life? Was there a time that you wanted him to show up and he didn't show up or anything like that? Or that's just something you just didn't consider of him due to the fact of his present state?
Well, yeah, the latter of what you said. Because of his present state, I knew, like I would have been setting myself up for failure to think that my dad would come or attend something or be there if I needed him. So as a kid, man, I just took it for what it was. And my mom and my dad, they're addicted to drugs. So I do have older brothers that I could go to every once in a while, but we were all scattered, you know what I mean? So a lot of stuff I had to figure out on my own. I had uncles around, Ricky and Lorenzo, they were around, but some things is just, is bad, you know what I mean? And you can't, I didn't feel, I'm not gonna say comfortable, but I didn't want to bother, that's a good word. I didn't want to bother, or what I thought was bothering someone else with any issues that I might have had. So just compartmentalized everything and then figured out a way to deal with it on my own.
So how did you manage through that though? at what was, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this way. Then can you explain to us what your teenage years was like? Because I'm a strong believer that, especially once a young man, he gets to the age of 12, 13 years old, that's the time when he really needs his father really to be engaged in his life. How did you manage through your teenage years doing that? Because I don't know exactly what the extent or how long the tenure that your parents were on drugs. I believe they're free now, correct? Can we say that? Okay, yeah, all right. Well, it is what it is. Yeah. It is what it is, right? But how was you able to manage through your teenage years?
Wow, that was rough. A lot of trial and error. I just paid attention to what was going on around me, and growing up in the hood or in the ghetto, however you may phrase it, you only see what's around you. And I knew in my mind that it had to be another way to get out. You know what I mean? And I didn't want what was around me. Now, I had to do what was around me to survive. You know what I mean? But that was not the end all be all for me. I figured that it has to be a way for me to be able to survive, but not only survive, to be able to be accomplished and as I get older. And I saw people going to jail. I've seen people get killed. I've seen people get shot. I've seen people get stabbed. I mean, I'm talking about I'm physically seeing. And I didn't want to go that route. So I had to figure out another way to go. But I can say this, like, as a young child growing up and getting that foundation with going to church, that probably saved me 1,000 times, knowing and understanding the voice of God, especially in critical times. Like, I was 4 decisions away from either being locked up or killed in 4 different instances that I can really think of right now. So the foundation that your dad instilled in us, it carried me through me looking back on it.
Wow.